Hello everyone and welcome to Trails in the Game. I hope you're having a good day today. Let's just get this out of the way. If you're watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe. And if you're watching us on Twitch, hit me and put a follow. Now that that's out of the way, let's get going.
Some sort of prayer for the people of Cray, perhaps?
Thank you, everyone. I know my musical talents leave much to be desired, but I am nonetheless grateful that you allowed me to finish.
It was nothing. I mean, considering we can't even offer flowers.
It was the very least we could do for the victims. If anything, I'm grateful you gave us the chance to witness your tribute.
And I imagine you all feel much the same.
Yeah. I was struggling to think of what kind of prayer to offer on our way over.
If I'm remembering correctly, that was a song by Dominique Lanster, the famed singer of days long past.
That's right. Though it's also occasionally sung as a hymn during Mass.
Yes, a song about a mother passing down her feelings to her daughter, who then inevitably does the same. And though Dominique did indeed bring this song into the wider world with that lovely voice of hers, it was originally a creation of two others. You see, the melody was arranged by the artist and revolutionary Aramis Gainsbourg. And as for the lyrics and composition, they were written by none other than Sheena Dirk, who also happened to teach Dominique the art of chanson in her final years.
What?
Sheena Dirk? Like, from the history books?
The woman who helmed the revolution. Also considered to be the founding mother of the Calvard Republic. I'd heard she passed away at the age of 80, which would have been roughly half a century ago.
From the sound of it, the two must have been on awfully good terms, yes?
They were. At the time, Dominique had no family to speak of. She resorted to theft daily in order to get by. It was Sheena who managed to open her heart and lead her down the path of music. However, there was one other who showed Dominique an alternate path forward, which is how she ended up living two separate lives, one of fame and glamour under the spotlight, and the other righting wrongs from the shadows.
The Phantom Thief Grimcat. To think that was how it all began.
Putting that aside for the moment, I think the only people you haven't met here are me and Rufus, yeah? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Kevin Graham of the Septian Church.
And I am Rufus A. It's a pleasure. Though I imagine, considering our involvement with the Retributive Tower, you must already know who we are.
I do indeed. I'm familiar with everything related to Elysium, from its birth to its rampage, and its eventual erasure. In fact, that very event marked an important turning point. It was the start of a new beginning, one which has led us to today.
Oh?
You knew? About all of it?
That professor from the Society seemed familiar with the incident too, but
That's because he's been investigating the source of the Marduk tech that allowed them to break through the astral code.
Tower aside, you had contact with Sheena in her final years too, didn't you? If only because of your associations with people that knew her better.
Correct. You see, my mentor, Professor Claude Epstein, was called upon by the government to construct what would become Trion Tower. And as his assistant, I accompanied him in his venture to do so, as did his daughter, Lilia Epstein. In that sense, you could say we are all responsible for the events that took place half a century ago.
Could you please talk some sense into this guy? I mean, what kind of loony gives a kid expensive doodads just for doing a few measurements?
A fine gift for all your hard work, I'd say. I think you should accept.
I agree. By the way, the land seems to meet all the requirements for the city plan.
Indeed it does. I'm grateful for all your help, young miss. As for the gift, what you do with it is up to you. But first, perhaps I should teach you how to maintain it.
Hey Dominique, can you turn into that super cool cat again?
What did we just...
I knew it. These altar cores can manifest.
Visions of the past. Or perhaps we were transported back in time in much the same way you were.
Yes, I believe so.
It's different from the Saint's Eye, then.
In all likelihood, you weren't seeing the memories of this land. You were seeing the past itself.
Exactly. The conversation you just witnessed was one held 57 years ago in the outskirts of the capital. It was the moment when Dominique received her compact, the Phantinox, from Professor Epstein. I was present as the professor's assistant, and Sheena and Lilia were there as well. In any case, you all saw that conversation in real time. A glimpse into the past, if you will, granted to you by the replica of the Genesis I designed, the Altar Core.
So you did make that device?
Yeah, well, we figured. That said, it should be impossible to meddle in the past or the future, shouldn't it? At least if you're going by the principle of causality.
But even so, the impossible has indeed been made possible. Those vestiges included. And all thanks to President Gramhart's plan, no? The one reaching its climax as we speak.
That is correct. The President's space program, Project Leviathan, an indispensable component of the grander scheme. If its objective is not achieved, then the world we know as Zemuria will face its imminent end before abruptly beginning anew. Though if our souls are not lost in that process, then, in a manner of speaking, you might even consider it a boon. However, I imagine it's an outcome many would find undesirable, which is why the President felt he had but one option available to him: solve the issue by utilizing humanity's strength and willpower. At present, I am merely keeping a watch over his work, and making sure I'm prepared for the end result, whatever that may be. Yes, after all, everything I've done was just a bit of insurance. Performing experiments with the replicas that violated the goddess's divine providence, scattering Professor Epstein's Genesis all throughout the Republic. Knowing full well that his legacy would fall into the hands of the evil that was Almada, and watching on in spite of that. I knew the danger that Dingo was in, and yet I took advantage of his sense of duty. And even after his passing, I continued to make use of him in order to verify the 8th Genesis's abilities, right up until the end.
No, that can't be.
Marielle.
You stood by while Ace was being used and while Lapis was kidnapped.
That's too much. Even I can't forgive you for that.
And I wouldn't expect you to.
By the way, you wouldn't happen to know how our newest enforcer managed to acquire a replica of his own, would you? Or why a certain set of armor and an intricately designed puppet disappeared from the ark?
I'm afraid I do not. Though I do know that an old friend of yours has been on the move recently.
I see. You really are quite the villain, aren't you?
Got lots of questions myself. But even so... Kevin, I'm afraid we can't allow you to come a single step closer.
The Professor has provided humanitarian aid across the world. Also, Celise and I owe her a great deal. As such, we cannot stand by and let you finish your mission.
The same goes for Elsheim. We owe her a great debt for returning greenery to our capital. Though I have my reservations about this alleged device that defies the goddess. That's something we can deliberate on at another time. For now, we'll stop you, Father Kevin.
Swin, Nadia, and the rest of your group. I ask for your leniency.
Wait, what's going on? They're being enhanced by the Alter Core.
Our stigmas as well?
Hey, Professor! We didn't ask for your help.
This is a matter of pride. Please leave this to us.
Much like the originals, it activated on its own judgment in response to the present situation. I believe you all should now be evenly matched, though the outcome matters little to me. 12:40 p.m. The moment is very nearly upon us now. May this all be settled by then, including my final judgment.
How did it come to this?
You've got guts, that's for sure.
We're past the point where we can afford to question right or wrong. We can only press onward.
On my name as the Fifth, I declare that the heretic hunt begins now! Give it your best shot!
Activating Guardia's Guard.
We have the advantage. Press it.
We're doing good!
Yeah!
Thanks a heap!
Zypher activate.
Ready yourself.
You're covered!
Wind.
Cleave my foes!
Tit for tat!
My turn to act.
Is it just me or something?
In the name of Oswald.
Initiating drive!
In the name of Oswald.
Nasty's coming. Look alive!
Is it just me or is something coming?
Ta!
Don't care whose orders you're following. You're not getting through.
What a pity. I was hoping to avoid a confrontation.
Feelings mutual. See, I've got a duty to fulfill.
It's over.
You know, if you're willing, Elsheim could always handle questioning the professor on your behalf.
We ask that you withdraw, Father Kevin. Otherwise, we will resort to removing you by force.
Sapphire blades! Cleave them!
Let me go!
Right behind you. After you.
There!
Bad move, bucko.
Here we go!
Rat's really okay with this? You know what he's gonna do, right?
That's what we came here to find out. Whether or not we are okay with it.
Yeah, we want to come to our own conclusions, so don't worry about holding back.
Seals of mine, conflicting from the abyss. Fly, holy spears of space. Pierce, unholy spears of time. By your opposing natures. Bring ruin to all! I dare you.
Zypher activate.
Moving in.
You messed up.
My turn!
Activating Glorious Guard.
Nasty's coming. Look alive!
Is it just me or is something
Here to help!
Too slow. You're done! Let's do this!
Activating skill.
You aren't getting away! Run! Cypher!
Boost gauge limit removed.
Formidable opponents.
Remorse won't absolve. DOC, activate! Now, return to dust from whence you came. Bring forth eternal serenity to a world stained with vice. Niflheim! Please. Jealouside!
You messed up.
What to do?
Give it your best shot.
Yeah! Here we go. Allow me. Get those boots on the ground, service bears. Okay, charge! Down you go. And finish! What the? This gauge
You won't catch me out. Illume the darkness.
7 shots!
This is truly a fascinating crowd we have. A shame we couldn't have met at a sauna or banquet.
It's remarkable how much you remind me of a certain other prince.
We can still all go to a banquet together after this fight. Got this in the bag.
Initiating drive! Activating skill!
Do forgive me for what I'm about to do. I hope you're comfortable. Now then, enjoy your stay in the outfield.
The boost gauge limit has been...
Now you're in for it.
My, you're really not making this easy for us, are you?
Searing the seal of mine, flickering in the abyss. Become the maw of hellfire that consumes the darkness. Fianna, Midgard!
Tit for tat!
Initiating drive!
Zypher activate.
Bloom for me.
Ready to help. Tracking you.
Thunder Spirit, descend on me! Burst forth! Psyker Karsalama! I must fulfill my duty at all costs. To be frank, I'm a bit insulted she thought we needed help in the right ordinance.
A certain someone on the other team isn't shy about underhanded tactics. Ain't she?
Still got that sharp tongue in yours. Well, if you're gonna call me a cheater, I may as well cheat my heart out.
In the name of Oswald.
Activating Gordius Guard.
Here I go.
Activating skill.
Oh. You presume to challenge me?
Victory or nothing!
Consider the gauntlet taken, then.
The boost gauge limit has been
It
raised!
seems I've been bested.
Good chance.
Hey, thanks for joining.
The advantage. Press it.
Go get him,
Tit for tat.
Ready to help. Go get him,
Psyker, activate! Here you go!
Here we go! Allow me! You're in command, Captain Tettle! Okay, charge! Down you go! And finish! What the? They're on the ground!
Tit for tat.
Wind. Cleave my foes!
Tit for tat.
Ready to help.
There. Take it away.
Moving in.
Tit for tat.
I won't show any mercy.
Activating skill.
We're getting away! Rush! Cypher! Enemy down!
Damn it! I can still...
We mustn't relent.
Good chance. I'm calling it here.
You have the
Here you go.
Can't run from me.
Kablam! Tag along.
Right.
Too slow. Not sure.
I failed.
Seems about right.
That much closer to his level.
I'm on the up and up.
You shitbag.
You combined your stigma with the Saint's Eye? How is that even fair?
Curses. We didn't stand a chance. Even
Your Highness, please step back.
No, stop! Wait, Kevin, hold on!
We said we'd only go so far with you. If you're going to shoot first and ask questions later, then we've got plans of our own.
This is why I was against bringing you kids in the first place. Professor LaToya Hamilton, let's say we put an end to this. Even if you're not doing this for personal gain, that doesn't change the fact that you're still the enemy of Zemuria. A threat that needs to be eliminated. But I'm sure you know that better than anyone.
Indeed I do. Yourself included. Given how you keep finding ways to delay pulling that trigger.
behind us.
He's strong!
Oh my!
Swing! Nadia!
Their swordsmanship.
My. I wish you wouldn't play around so much, Professor. We may be indefinite beings, but one such as you had best be more cautious.
I didn't expect you three would show up here.
These bastards! They're the ones Arkwright fought!
New vestiges. But their aura is on another level.
Latoya! It's starting.
Understood. I'll put up a feed of the launch site.
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1.
1 p.m. exactly. And now we shall see whether the sword can truly destroy the cradle.
We're no slouches.
Our rank has risen.
Thanks. Don't mind if I do. Oh, nicely done. I'm not gonna say no.
My guess is it cannot destroy the cradle, and then whatever's trapped up there in the sky somewhere will be released, and then we have to fight it. Could be wrong and totally off the mark, but we'll see.
As was discussed last night, Heiyue will be withdrawing from Anchorville.
You have my sincerest apologies, everyone. We're still in the process of assessing the area's safety, but once that's been verified, we can ill afford to linger here.
For now, we'll have a liaison stationed at the Kowloon Anchorville branch. That way, you'll have a direct line to us, should you need it.
Something tells me what you're feeding us isn't the full story. Whatever. So, you're all working together with Ashin and Gian, right?
That's correct. We've now confirmed the appearance of our former ruler. Consequently, Heiyue must band together and work as one, with the Li and Lu family heads leading from within.
While we would like nothing more than to stay and help, our priorities lie in returning to the fold for the time being. However, as soon as the dust has settled, we'll aid you in whatever way we can. You may hold me to that.
I wouldn't buy it if it were Tower's bastard bro saying that. But since it's you, fine. Alright, once we've wrapped things up on our end, I'll reach out through your liaison.
We've got some extra help on the way anyhow, so don't feel too bad. And that goes for you too, Mirabelle.
Even though I stuck around longer than I was supposed to, I still feel bad I can't see things through here. Not being able to provide A+ support when a problem pops up is a mark of shame for us concierges.
I know how you feel, seeing as how I've been unable to join Marduk in one of its foremost ventures. Take care of yourself, Mirabelle. Let's do our best, so that we may deliver a positive report to one another.
Reset.
Yeah, you betcha.
Oh, yeah, and tell Kasim I said good luck.
Sure thing. Okay, everyone, I'm rooting for you.
It seems like Heyo and Marduk are forming a united front ahead of the launch. I know Aaron was kept in the dark, but I'm assuming you don't have any inside information either, right? The extent of my knowledge is that we're to provide the presidential office with our full support today. They're summoning Mirabelle to note their intent to utilize every available resource to ensure the program's success. Okay. Even if I don't know where sending Hermes into space should fall on an important scale, we're dealing with these super strong masked guys, including people who should be dead. This isn't small potatoes. Yeah, no kidding. And speaking of that, we still don't know who some of the other members are. True, after seeing last night's wacky ass lineup, the possibilities are damn near infinite. Whether they're real or not is something we've yet to determine. At any rate, it's not as though everything in Longline, as well as another area, is at last coming to a crescendo. We have little choice but to leave those matters in their hands, as well as ours will be full in dealing with our own predicament. Focus on the obstacles that lie ahead and settle this using your signature Spriggan style. Yeah, that's the plan. While people in the real world and the underworld are going about their lives, those masked bozos are trying to pull something in the gap between them. And as fixtures who operate in that very space, we're probably the ones who are up to the task of unmasking their true goals and identities. Since Agnes isn't here, we gotta give it our 100%. I don't want her or anyone else worrying a second longer, so let's give this our all. Man, right, I can get behind that. Same here. I imagine Agnes is having it rough, so I want nothing more than to put her mind at ease. I'll put in triple the effort so we can wrap this up as soon as humanly possible. That'll be for the best, yes? Although Miss Bright is by her side, she is likely anxious about that announcement. Yeah, if I said I wasn't totally shocked by the bombshell, I'd be a big fat liar. I mean, who would have thought that Agnes, wait, did you already know this, Jack? Well, I imagine I might have sniffed it out after swapping notes with Dingo and Bermati. Crazy to think that little Missy was the daughter of the president of Calvert and the great-granddaughter of C. Epstein. I have to imagine the hole left by her and Ren has to be as wide as the mirror itself. You guys gonna be alright? Between the Almada and the Crimson Beast cases, Agnes was your master key in solving them, wasn't she? Kinda, yeah. That 4-eyed disc jockey was talking like the CID might seize the Genesis themselves if the situation called for it. Ugh. I get being cautious when the masked people's goals and our giant question mark, but still.
Miss Claudel, this is a message from President Gramhart. You will return to Edith tonight and stay in the presidential office rather than the dormitories. Tomorrow, I will have you attend the launch ceremony so you may formally reveal to the public your status as the president's daughter.
What?
What? Hold on just a second, Mr. Kincaid.
You expect Agnes to up and leave just like that? Shouldn't she have a say in this?
Hey, Renee. Well, I'm not sure what the situation is on your side. I can't say I much appreciate you going over my head like this. Part-time or no, she is my employee. Don't you think you should have run this by me first?
Van,
My apologies for the lack of advanced notice, Mr. Arkwright. Be that as it may, surely you can understand our concern over leaving a relative of the head of state in such a dangerous situation, yes? Now, if you were to have a personal reason for wanting her to stay, that would be a different story.
Huh? I had heard the two of them went on a night patrol together yesterday. Could something have happened then?
It's all right, Van. Mr. Kincaid, I'm assuming we have to leave now, yes?
Yes! Now hold the phone! Yes, you don't have to go along with this.
That would be ideal, provided you wish to speak with the President before tomorrow.
Yes, I'd like that. My dad is going to be very busy with the program, so if I miss this window, we might not have time to talk. In that case, shall we be off?
Yes.
What a rotten employee I turned out to be. Huh. I know I'm leaving in the middle of a 4 SPG. I'm really sorry. I wish you all the best of luck. These opponents are formidable, but I know you can win. Though, just in case, I'd like you to take...
I'm afraid I cannot allow you to hand that over. So long as this current predicament remains unresolved, there is a risk it could be stolen. As a contingency, see to it that all 8 of the devices, along with my daughter, are brought to Edith. Those were President Gramhart's orders.
What? No.
Suppose I can understand that. We've contained the Jaeger and Mafia problem, but Ix and the Apostle are still out there. There's a non-zero chance this situation is just one giant smokescreen for what they're really trying to accomplish. Not to mention, there's still a foul stench wafted in the air. Edith's gonna be way safer than here. And honestly, I think you're better off holding on to that, Agnes.
Van...
I appreciate your understanding. At the least, you have the replica you won at the auction to fall back on. It's apparent that Epstein's legacy served as the inspiration for its design. Perhaps it can be a safeguard in the event of an emergency.
I suppose you were able to call upon that power 2 nights ago, even without Agnes and her Genesis being present.
Putting aside the question of how you know all that, we'll go ahead and take your word for it.
But even if the replicas were based off the Genesis...
It's time, young lady. Let's be off. I'll leave the rest in your hands, Inspector Daswani. The capital is sending additional support to Anchorville. Please work with them and the Guild to resolve the matter at hand.
Like you're giving us a choice. Well, if the CID is withdrawing, we'll need all the help we can get.
Miss Alton, I would advise returning to your Marduk-assigned tasks as soon as possible. As for you, you're free to do as you please, on the condition that you do not interfere with our plans.
Perish the thought, O ye of little faith. We wouldn't even dream of breaking our agreement, seeing as the ink has long since dried.
However, know that beyond the confines of its contents, we'll be acting in whatever ways we see fit.
You're on one heck of a power trip ordering us all around. But alright, I'll play along. For now.
Yes! It's going to be alright, Fairy. Look after Van and everyone else for me, okay? And good luck dealing with that masked woman. Oh, and also, promise me you'll stay safe. I want to see that nice cheery face when we all meet up again in Edith. Okay. It's a promise. We'll all come back safe, because your birthday party's right around the corner.
Right. We'll make it through just fine. I'm more worried about you, Agnes.
Same here. Like, why does she have to do this now, of all times?
With the abruptness of it all, announcement included, you can't blame us for questioning your motives.
Yeah, and not to mention you wheeling out the sleek government car all fancy-like.
From my point of view, it all just seems a little too prepared.
Perhaps their concerns would be assuaged if I accompanied her. Ren? I turned over my remaining student council work to Odette and Albert before coming here. Provided your help arrives tomorrow as planned, your team should have sufficient manpower, yes?
More than enough, I'd say. You go with Agnes.
Very well. I'll do just that. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Ren.
Were I the inflexible sort, I would take umbrage with such wanton unilateral decision-making. But I'll let the issue slide this time. You may come along. Incidentally, there are other seats available as well, so if we have any other volunteers, speak now.
Well, if you're offering, I'll hitch a ride too.
Grammy!
Dominique.
You wish to come with us? For what reason?
It's not because I have any business with the CID, in case you're wondering. I just need a ride. Not often I drop by this place. Got some business to tend to in Edith, and I figure, why not see these girls get there safely while I'm at it? Plus, I'd save quite a bit not paying the cab fare. Why do you ask, anyway? You saying you don't want this old bat's company?
No, not at all.
Honestly speaking, it ain't a bad idea bringing her with you. She's a good companion to have in any situation, sticky or otherwise.
That's quite the understatement. If you come along, I'd like to inquire as to what this business of yours entails on the way over.
I certainly wouldn't object to you joining. Thanks in advance for looking after us, Dominique.
Please. No thanks necessary.
Unbelievable! First, you were incommunicado since yesterday, and now you're up and disappearing on me?
Sorry, Judith. If you don't mind, give my best to your mom, all right? Oh, and one last thing. Remember that I'm of the bygone generation. You're the star now, so settling things here is gonna fall to you. If you will, Arkwright, Roaring Lion, and everyone else, help her see this all to its natural conclusion.
It's just secret this and secret that with you, huh?
Understood, Dominique. We'll be counting on you, too.
I know I keep saying this, but please, be careful, everyone. And if you're not done by the time of tomorrow's launch, I'll make a beeline for Anchorville as soon as I'm able.
I would hope we'd be done by then. I'd rather it be us making a beeline back, in all honesty.
Yeah, so we can throw you the birthday party to end all birthday parties.
I'll bust out the hard stuff, and we can all get wasted.
Must I remind you this is a miner's party? Anyhow, even if it's only a little, I'd like to assist with the preparations.
Yumes is excited about it too, so let's not let her down. We'll get this done, then meet back up in the capital. Once you've finished everything on your end, why don't you get a head start on sorting the mountain of paperwork at the office?
Okay, I'll do just that.
Dear me. Well then, shall we be off?
One last thing. Regardless of whether Elaine and any other helpers come tomorrow, you had better make it out of this alive, Van.
Who do you think you're talking to? We'll have this squared away in record time. And after that, we're gonna blow the lid off your shady-ass plans. Better be ready.
You're welcome to try.
Ugh, having these schoolgirls worrying about us kind of pisses me off. Can't blame them entirely though, especially after seeing what that red-headed bastard could do. Yeah, and that masked soldier was really strong too. I wonder, could she be someone who's alive like Ix? Or more someone like those two from yesterday? Depending on the answers, the list of possible candidates would be entirely dissimilar. It also doesn't matter who created the white replicas, that's still a big unknown. Why isn't Grammy ever around when you need her? Calm yourself, Judith. Remember what you told me? She tasked you with settling this whole affair. Knowing that and knowing my mother, she more than likely had a hand in this. Her involvement could very well have begun when she received her compact all those years ago. What? Yeah, the Phantonox, right? The exterior is of modern make, but inside is an antique ornament. It often reacts to Genesis, including when she transforms, as I recall. Huh? Maybe there's more to why the old lady went with Agnes than she was letting on. Fine then. As a current holder of the name, it's up to me to face these evildoers head on and bring down the hammer of justice. That's my duty as the Phantom Grimcat and as a member of the Spriggan team. Heck yeah, Judith. That's cool and all, but I still technically haven't hired you on as a temp, you know. Wow, looks like another S-tier piece of intel just fell right into our laps. Shame we can't capitalize on it, with how much our dirty laundry they know. Between the President's project and the enigmatic vestiges, it's only natural for one to be in the fog. That goes with the territory. What matters is that you find a path to take, as well as the means by which to reach its end. Such a thing should be decided as a group, rather than by Van alone, wouldn't you agree? I know I told you all that we came to Anchorville because of Yorda's request. But thanks to these white replicas and after seeing the identity of those two masked guys, I got another reason to stick around. Even if we put aside the connection that stuff has to the President's project, there's one simple truth ringing out in my mind. We gotta put a stop to what the Apostle and Ix are planning, and drive them out of this place. Might as well unmask the Apostle and the Soldier too while we're at it. That's the end I want to reach with this 4SPG. Y'all feel the same way? Totally, I'm down with that tactical objective. Just Ed will beat the ever-loving shit out of them to it and I'm game. I have no objections myself. We may even be able to confirm the origins of the white replicas along the way. This falls in line with my crisis management duty, so I'll aid you to the fullest extent of my abilities. Goes without saying, I'm with you guys all the way. We'll kick them out of the city into next week. Seems we have an accord then. Very well. You have my support. As Judith's predecessor and the resident of this city, I'll be happy to provide whatever help I can. Don't forget about us. I'll still charge a fee for my services, but I'll give you the friend discount. Appreciate that, and I'm in your debt, Master Chloe.
I can pitch in too, I guess. As long as you hire me as a temp again.
Seems I made the right decision in having him bring us here first thing in the morning.
Elaine, Yorda. Well, you made it.
Indeed. I asked Giordano to take us here as quickly as he could. Though frankly, I'm still somewhat concerned about Yorda's condition.
Like I said, I'm fine. Really. That doctor said I'm good, so I'm good. I heard about yesterday. Sounds like things hit the fan. Also heard Ix hasn't shown up yet, even though he's supposed to be lurking around, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for him to bail after he lured us here in the first place. The redhead, the sleazy pile of shit, and the soldier woman are off the game board. The next ones to try to make a move are probably going to be the brat and that apostle guy, or whatever we're calling him.
Thought so. In that case, let me join you as a part-timer. Number 15 and that Agnes girl went back to the capital, right?
Yeah, they did. That reminds me, didn't you call them last night, Van? Yeah, but we didn't get to talk for long.
I have to wonder what exactly Renee and the CID are plotting with respect to Agnes's announcement. At the very least, I'm sure they'll go to great pains to ensure her safety. And if Ren's with her, there's likely nothing to worry about. The issue is that without them, your offensive capabilities will be greatly diminished. That's why I intend to help make up the difference. I'm here to assist, as both a bracer and as an ally.
Ooh, I can feel my stress levels going down right through the floor now that you're here. With that threat level currently unknown, your presence is a great relief. Nice to add a reliable collaborator and a part-timer to the deck. This is working out just like I had hoped. You're our ace in the hole, so don't let me down.
Hurry and bring that in.
There's less than 6 hours until the launch.
Get those final checks on Excalibur done, people. And do the same for the mobile space unit. Now seal off the fairing once the Major comes in at noon. Oh, there better not be a single scratch or a screw out of place. You hear me?
Yes, sir!
Okay, I think we're all set now. Though I'm still worried about how she'll handle the G-forces in the cockpit.
I believe you should place more faith in the Major. She has undergone the simulation countless times, achieving better results than those of the previous 2 launches on every run. I've no doubt whatsoever that she will overcome the G-forces in that mobile unit.
Yeah, you're probably right, as always. If anyone can do it, Major Amelia can. She blew us all away with her skills during that illusory coup last spring.
I assume you're thinking about Catra and Professor Hamilton, yes?
Yeah. Now that I think about it, we were there together during that whole thing. If it weren't for them, I would have completely lost sight of myself. And now... Now, Catra's charging headfirst into danger, and not only has the Professor been unreachable, she might be a wanted criminal, even if unofficially. Also, about that hatch you designed for the secret phase.
That's not your domain. The Major's post-launch life support system is where your attention needs to be placed. Professor Hamilton, Catra, and you each have paths you must follow, and naturally, I have one I must tread as well. That's as far as this project is concerned anyhow. Confirming the Professor's well-being and dealing with that other affair are separate matters entirely.
Right. And for the sake of those things, we have to do whatever it takes to make this project a success. Oh, speaking of that other affair, I wasn't the only one who was surprised when they approached us about it in April, right?
Not in the least. They ought to be nearing the final stages of their plan also.
Sounds like Arkwright's group has been having a rough time of it in Anchorville. Lot of that going around, huh? Those Thors people ran into some trouble too, seems like. Putting the issue of the outsiders aside, all the Aerospace Force and I can do is our jobs. Like I did 3 years ago, and like I did as a courier.
Well spoken, my dear Hermes. Please be safe out there. When you return home, I'll treat you to my newest cocktail.
Cool. Gives me something to look forward to. Thanks, Bermati.
Diagnostics on Prometheus 4 sensors complete. No abnormalities detected. Upper atmospheric conditions are stable. Chance of precipitation before 3 p.m. is at 2%.
Report. The maintenance team is conducting their final checks.
The CID has completed their media response strategy. The official footage for each scenario is ready to broadcast to the general public as well.
This is Haring, calling from Zeku Space Base. Good morning, Mr. President. At 1200 hours today, Major Amelia Haring will be on standby aboard the spacecraft. All procedures and preparations, including for the Answerers, have been completed. We expect the final phase to begin on schedule.
Understood. You have my gratitude, General Haring. For 3 years, you've gone along with your former subordinate's absurd, selfish plan. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
There's no need to thank me, Lieutenant Colonel Roy. It was you who charted this course and followed it through. All for the sake of Calvard's, Zemuria's future. Admittedly, the solution is high-handed and undeniably self-righteous. Yet, I see no other way forward. No one else in history could have gotten us to this point. No one, except for the relentless Roy Gramhart.
General.
The operation will begin at 1300 hours as scheduled. I leave the final order of Project Leviathan to you, Mr. President.
Very well. I'll be going down to the Underground Control Center 2 hours from now.
What? Are you serious? Okay, I think I understand. Even if I didn't quite follow everything you said. But, Dad... Are you sure you're okay with this?
Sophie. Lilia. You can rest easy. I will not allow this world to come to an end. I swear this, as the President of the Republic, as one Zemurian of many, and above all, as the father of my only daughter. I'll do everything I can to ensure she has a future.
Well, here we are, launch day. It's only morning and I can already smell the excitement in the air. Yeah, I could feel it back in Edith too. It's weird now though, especially after what happened yesterday. It's like the people don't even remember or care that Angerville was under attack last night. There may have been some form of cognitive manipulation at play there. Then we better get our butts in gear and find some leads on those masked villains. The police and the guild may have picked up a clue or two already. Perhaps we ought to speak to them. While on the subject, did I hear you inform Daswani that half of the experienced bracers remained here? That's right, the other half returned to Edith already. The guild and the police are prepared to work together if the need arises. That reminds me, were those two gamblers going to stay behind and gather information? Seems like it. They're working with Ramada to get intel from in and out of Calvert. I overheard Jack saying he was going to drop by Shino's stall. He better not be going drinking all day of all days. If that happens, I'm pretty sure Hannah will send him home in an ambulance. Oh, speaking of injured people, your Abby's still in town, right, Aaron? Damn it, you went and made me remember. Ugh. Even Hayway left his ass behind. Well, he did break his leg, so they probably didn't have much choice. Wasn't he admitted to the general hospital? Yeah, and evidently they completed his treatment last night. Perhaps we should pay him a visit. No. Anything but that. I'm not gonna give that deadbeat a second more of my time. Too bad, I'm already thinking of adding that to our itinerary. Okay, temp part-timer, you feel enough to want to do a little investigating? Sure, I can handle whatever work you throw at me. Even when I'm not using my shadow powers, conducting espionage is as easy as taking candy from a baby. Well, someone's confident. Alright, it's 7:30 now, we better get to it. Yeah, okay everyone. Time to begin our final round of the city. Let's get this done on Yes' behalf. Right. Then we can hurry on back to the capital. And I'll be right back.
What would you like to order? Just let me know if you need me.
We have all kinds of fresh vegetables.
Thanks a bunch. We've all kinds of movie merch too. Thanks a bunch.
Why, hello. Thank you. Why, hello. Thank you.
What to do?
According to recent intel, strange dangerous monster has appeared in the southern outskirts of Angerville. We would appreciate you taking care of the beast in the guild's stead. Upon closer inspection, there's a piece of paper on the corner of the bulletin board. Novel Sunshine Agnes is set in Angerville. No one knows who the author is, and speaking as a fan, I'd like to know more about them. If you have any information, please reach out. Reader, receptionist of Eaton News Agency. We got in one of Monster Quest, typical stuff. And what the hell is this other one about? Something about the author of some random novel? It's not some random novel, it's Agnes's favorite book, Sunshine Agnes. She let me borrow it, and I read through it, the whole thing. It was so good. Is that so? It's been on my to-read list for some time. I'm glad the book's gotten people more interested in Angerville. For this request, yeah, it's only soliciting information. We wouldn't really classify it as a Forest PG. That being said, what a coincidence that one of our favorite book protagonists has the same name you do. Or is that why you like it so much? It's a little embarrassing to admit it, but that's right. The reason why I asked my parents for it in the first place is because of the title. That's just the start of it. The real reason why I treasure so much is because I admire Agnes's character so much. She was basically forced to go back to the capital, right? Yeah, at least she should be safer over there. Now I know this ain't a request, but we've got more important stuff to worry about. But this is the author of Agnes's favorite book we're talking about, so it's worth doing a little digging. Yeah, and if we manage to find something, I'm sure it'll make her really happy when we tell her. A sort of verbal souvenir, huh? I like that idea. When one is burdened with worries, they often incline to overlook things. There's precisely at times like these where we need to take a step back and remain calm. Then it's settled. So our first clue is, hold up, let's not put the cart before the horse, kiddo. We gotta talk to the person who posted that before anything else.
Let's start this 4SPG, shall we?
Today's the big day. Pardon me.
Oh, wait, did you see my request? Have you found out? What have you found out so far? I gotta know. Sorry to break it to you, but we got nothing yet. What? We were actually hoping you could answer some of our questions before we proceed. I see, in that case, it seems a little strange to me. Eaton News Agency published Sunshine Agnes, didn't it? So then why are you investigating if you work here? You're right, this is kind of weird that the publisher is looking into the author. Something doesn't add up here. Exactly, that's exactly right. That's the thing, there are no records of the author here at Eaton News. Oh, records, is that even possible? That was my question, so I talked to some of the senior staff members. I only joined the company about a year ago, by the way. Sunshine Agnes was published 5 years before I was even here. The editor-in-chief at the time had already retired before I joined the team, so there's nobody here who would know what transpired? Precisely, and I'm so curious. It's a mysterious tale that takes place in Angerville, and the protagonist is a reporter, Edwin. It's gotta be based off the real Edwin, right? They do have the same name. Wait, are you saying... Yeah, I thought he might be the author too, so I asked him about it again and again. But every time he just smiled and says, I don't have that kind of talent. Besides which, he was busy making a name for himself 6 years ago with his concise coverage and detailed reporting. Realistically speaking, he wouldn't have had the time to write a novel on the side. But then who? Ugh. And here I thought I might learn something if I worked here. She seems like quite the fan. A real bookworm. She's both annoying and definitely not the author. So what's the next play? What if we try talking to someone who knows a lot about the book? We might be able to find a lead, since it takes place in Anchorville. Good plan. We know the perfect place in the shopping district. Let's head over there.
Got a question for you.
You're trying to track down the author of Sunshine on Yes, huh? That sounds super fun. I figured you'd be the expert when it comes to books. So, do you know anything? You wouldn't believe how big deal it was when it was first published. People here in Anchorville especially were theorizing about who the author could be. Yeah, I guess it makes sense that the novel's setting would be a hotbed for that kind of thing. The whole story about the lead reporter and the mysterious girl is fascinating in its own right. But one of the things people love about the book is how accurately it depicts certain unexpected things about Anchorville. For example, you know the main street is called Cromwell Street officially? In the book, it's described as featuring a slightly aggravated upward slope. Oh, you mean the scene on the bike, right? So that's the street it's based on. What's so exciting about that? I've heard people refer to visiting places from their favorite fictional works as pilgrimages in recent years. Yeah. The book definitely embellishes the plot a bit. What if you tried looking into the similarities between the real Anchorville and the version in the book? That might help you get closer to the writer. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Sounds like we're gonna end up doing a pilgrimage of our own, eh? Good thing this city ain't that big. We might be able to get some good intel at the bar. Shall we go then?
Got a question for you.
Sunshine on Yes, of course I enjoyed the novel. You make it sound like everybody's read it. Because they have. Most everyone in Anchorville, at least. People would always tell me I was in the book, too. Really? Oh, you must be the regular at the cafe. Bingo. It's a small role, but there's no doubt I inspired the character. I got no clue who wrote it, but I should have gotten royalties or something. Heck. Wait a sec. If you think about it, the author must be extremely familiar with the people who live in this city. To the point where they must live here, too. A resident of Anchorville, huh? You mean they could be right around the corner? Beats me. I certainly haven't gotten any clue who it is. It reminds me though, someone came up to me recently talking about the differences between the real world and the one in the book. She said she worked in City Hall. If you're looking for more info, try talking to her. Thanks, we will. What were them two doing?
A moment, please.
You want to know the similarities between Sunshine on Yes and real life? Are you prepared? Prepared for what? If you stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss stares back at you. Listen well, researching the crossover between Agnes and reality is practically a field of study on its own at this point. While many of the locations of people are based on real life, there are clear differences as well. For example, in the novel, the slope splits the city in two, but here, it's a river that bisects Anchorville. And in the novel, a graveyard takes the place of the hospital. The book even features Orville scooters when Orville bikes still hadn't been put to use at the time of the publishing. It's hard to believe it's all a coincidence. The writer may have purposely crafted the similarities and adjusted them as they saw fit. Oops, got a little riled up. Though I'm still at work. Oh, she's a fangirl, alright. Is the book really that interesting? I mean, it's not like I've read it, but still. I have to get back to work, but one last thing. The most fascinating piece of the puzzle is time. What do you mean? 10 years ago, there was a huge bus accident in Anchorville. The same accident occurs in the novel. In other words, one could assume that Agnes takes place in the Anchorville from 10 years ago. How about that? Amazing, right? Wow, I can't believe you figured all that out. I feel like all of us are going to want to read Sunshine and Agnes now. Right, I've only ever skimmed through it before. Our parents would rub it off on all of us. Regardless, the accident from 10 years ago might be a good hint. Yeah, if the author is indeed from this city, then it's possible they were connected to the accident in some way. Guess we'll look into this bus accident next then. I bet the police would have the records, and we have Elaine here too. Good point, I'll ask the guild.
Pardon me.
The accident from 10 years ago, I guess I don't mind sharing. It was just before I was promoted to B rank. A large bus was driving along the street there before it ran straight into a truck in the opposite lane. A truck that just happened to be hauling chemical fuel. The thing that caught fire, and it was just a whole ordeal. It all happened because the bus driver was having a heart attack. If I remember correctly, the accident inspired a book or something. Yep, we're actually investigating the book right now. Is that so? Now I get it. Then I've got another interesting story you'd like to hear. There was someone who rushed over to save the passengers, just like in the book. There was? I think Mom hadn't been there at the time. I feel like I can vaguely recall when it went down. Just like in the novel, that is intriguing. Thanks to his quick actions, the only fatality that day was the driver who had suffered the heart attack. As it happens, I know someone he saved that day. Why not go talk to her directly? Granny O'Hara. She should be in Newtown at this time of day. Gotcha, thanks for the info. An anonymous author and hero, huh? I feel like I'm starting to see the bigger picture. Me too, we're getting close. I'm curious. Now that we've come this far, let's go talk to the elderly woman.
A moment, please.
The accident 10 years ago? Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. I thought I was done for. Then I've heard the story so many times. And then you were saved by the reporter, right? Exactly. It was Edwin, back when he just had gotten started. You mean Edwin from the Eaton News Agency? Sure brings me back. He used to be an awkward, hot-blooded newbie, you see. He just threw himself at everything. I couldn't help but think of him as reckless. But it's part of what made him so reliable. You know, I was so surprised to find there was a scene in the novel, like just what had occurred. It was like I was there all over again. You couldn't write something like that without having seen it for yourself. Hey, now, are you saying... Yes, the identity of the author is most likely... Edwin the reporter. Wasn't the protagonist modeled after him? And he did say before that he wasn't the writer. That's true, but it all ties together if we assume he's the one who wrote the book. Though it's certainly possible that the author was another witness on the location at the time. It feels a little too convenient, like too much of a coincidence. Yeah, he said he was too busy reporting to have able to written the book, but maybe he wrote it bit by bit. At this point, we might as well ask him straight out. Good idea. I didn't see him at the news agency, but he might be back by now. Alright then, let's head over.
little birdie told me.
Oh, hello everyone. Is something the matter? Sorry to bother you when you're busy. Got a question for you. You know the novel Sunshine on Yes? We've been trying to figure out who the author is. Oh, really now? From what we've gathered, we're pretty sure they're familiar with the ways people in town live their lives. They were also at the scene of the accident 10 years ago, and we could provide a descriptive and thorough retelling of the event. Not only that, but there's someone who can write a novel and wants to keep their identity under wraps. We're not sure why, mind you, but what do we know? But we do know is that it can be hard to see what's right under your nose. Well, I doubt they'd go out of their way to stay anonymous, unless they had a good reason. But that's neither here nor there. Fact is, there's one man who just so happens to tick all those boxes, and you think you're looking at him, right? You're a fascinating bunch, I'll grant you that. I'm amazed that you got that far in your reasoning in such a short time. So, how'd we do? Is our conclusion accurate? Moment of truth time. Well, I get how you came to it at least. After all, the main character and I share the same name, and there are many descriptions that align with my personal life. In fact, when the novel was first released, I got a lot of people asking me, is this an autobiography? The truth is, however, it was published through a series of mysterious coincidences. What sort of mysterious coincidences? I decided I wouldn't share this with anyone, but I'm a journalist at the end of the day. As a show of respect for the effort you put into your investigation, I'll tell you the truth. About 6 years ago, the Eaton News Agency received a package from an anonymous sender. Inside was a manuscript for a novel, a mysterious tale set right here in Anchorville. After finishing it, I was left with a strange feeling, like the story lined up with reality in several ways, yet strayed from it in others. As a piece of fiction, it was a worthwhile read, so I brought it to my editor-in-chief at the time. Although there were some complications, we ultimately decided to publish it. Then that means, yes, even I don't have the faintest clue who the author is. Additionally, instead of attributing it to an author, we simply wrote published by the Eaton News Agency as the sender's request. We also donated the profits from the book. If word of all this got out, it only caused confusion, so all parties involved agreed to keep a lid on it. That's it? Seriously? And here I thought our deduction was right on the mirror. I think the author really wasn't anonymous from the outset. I wasn't expecting this. Well, that's a bummer. Though I'm not sure why I care since I haven't even read it. In any event, we have no choice but to accept the outcome we arrived at. Indeed, we should be content in having brought the truth to light. I agree. Plus, I think we've got a good enough story to pass along. If our client's satisfied, I think we can bring this investigation to a close. Ugh. The veiled past enveloping the publication of Agnes is making me want to get to the bottom of this even more. I should have seen that reaction coming. I'm sorry for hiding all this from you, Rita. No, don't apologize. I totally understand your reasoning. All I'm saying is that Agnes and her devilish charms and the still unfolding mystery behind her story has me totally spellbound. I'm totally with you there. While it's true that I'm disappointed, I'm just happy I got to learn so much about the novel I love. Right? I'm glad someone here gets me. Well, that's good at least. Oh, that's right. What's up? I completely forgot about this. 6 years ago there was something rather peculiar enclosed with the manuscript. I found it. It was left in the back in the reference room. This is what was included with the manuscript. It's some sort of medal, along with what appears to be a letter. If you want to read it, help yourself. At the time I had no earthly idea what it was talking about, so I just put it away. Let's see here. Even if you don't understand this now, that's okay. When the time comes, she will surely appear. Please give this medal to the other Agnes. The other Agnes? Okay, this has to be a coincidence, right? Everything okay? Well, you see, she's not with us right now, but we happen to have a friend whose name is Agnes. Wait, what? Seriously? I apologize if this comes off as rude, but I find it difficult to believe that she'd be the Agnes from the novel. That's not what we're saying. Our Agnes has beautiful straight hair. In the book, Agnes had curly hair, right? That's right, she had curly, cream-colored hair that bounced and swayed with her every motion. That certainly sounds like a different person. But if that's the case, what the heck's up with this letter? Yeah, I don't know. No matter how you slice it, this doesn't make a lick of sense. Right, we could sit and ponder this all day, but I doubt we'll arrive at the answers we're satisfied with. And that's exactly why I'm giving this medal to you. Please give it to Agnes. You sure about this? Positive. I'm gonna put my trust in this letter. All of you and my own intuition. Okay then, in that case, we'll be sure she gets it, along with everything you shared with us. Great, thank you very much. I'd love to have a deeper conversation with your Agnes someday. Afterwards, Edward and Rita walked Van's group to the news agency's front door, and they went their separate ways.
That's one job behind us.
Today's the big day.
We have all kinds of fresh vegetables.
Major Amelia.
Need any maintenance? I'm your gal. Come again.
Whoa, this is incredible.
I want to see the stars up
These are idols?
Let's see.
There's a matter I wish to discuss with everyone at Archive Solutions. I know you may be otherwise occupied, but would you be able to meet me in the front door of the staff room on the first floor of the hospital? We're still rather busy dealing with everything that happened yesterday, so please don't hesitate to interrupt me.
I grow up, I'm gonna be an
Wonder what it's like in outer space.
Well, I gotta get going. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll continue this adventure tomorrow. Once again, like, subscribe, and follow. Have a good day, everyone.